Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Let's get right into today's episode now. All right, so I saw this headline on Black Enterprise. Pinky Cole names tech tycoon Lauren Malian president of Slutty Vegan. As some of you may know, some of you may not know, Slutty Vegan is was a chain of restaurants serving only vegan food. Of course, the name itself, Slutty Vegan, stands out. Pinky Cole had and has quite a bit of fame and well-knowness, especially in the Black community, but overall as well. And that's that. However, in 2025, I believe it was, just looking back here at some notes here, she lost her business. I lost the company February 13th, and I bought the company back March 28th. And now today I've appointed my president of Slutty Vegan, who is the second president ever, and the first Black woman talking about Slutty Vegan. So here's the bottom line. Pinky Cole had this vision to create a line of restaurants selling vegan food, which she successfully did. But it's my understanding, I believe she was over-leveraged. Her company was actually owned in part or majority, it seems, by others. She had a tragic accident, a freak accident, and during that illness, a few months, I believe it was, she lost her company, I guess, due to debt and other things that were going on. She lost her company, the details of which I'm not going into. I'm not some gossip columnist here. That's not the point I'm making. There's a nugget and a lesson learned for all of us. Let me keep reading some of this Black Enterprise article for you before we get into the lessons learned. And the bottom line are lessons learned. I asked several people this on Reddit. Here's the nugget. I'll get right to it. We entrepreneurs are great at starting things. You need people like us. We are also risk takers. We're not risk averse. We shy away from risk. We like to take risk and we bet on ourselves. We're ever optimistic, like clearly Pinky Cole is, and I am to many degrees. Started 5 companies, sold a few companies, much smaller than hers, but I built a few businesses generating hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue each. So the point being, that's the beauty of entrepreneurship, and you need people like us. But the beauty of a manager, the beauty of a CEO, and it's very hard for some to be both, is that they can scale the company. They can focus on the details. They can deal with leadership, with hiring, with systems, with operations, with procedures, with the financing and all that, while we can dream and bring up ideas that other people simply can't do, because you wouldn't have the company that's there if you didn't have the entrepreneurial mindset to start it, kick it off, and take some of that hard risk that took to start it. But then oftentimes you have to call in a CEO to do it. So let me read a few points here. She says, I lost a company. I read that one. The leadership shift came as the brand moves forward into its next phase, which Cole, again, that's Pinky Cole, the founder of Slutty Vegan, calls Slutty Vegan 2.0. And so it says for Pinky and Malian, it's also a full circle moment, nearly a decade of the making. They had known each other in the past. So the new CEO, she has 20 years of business leadership, including time in being a VC, media, tech, and food and beverage important. Malian sees this moment as one of alignment and goes on and on and on. So I like this story, and here's what I want to get to. Congratulations to Pinky Cole for starting Slutty Vegan. Then she lost Slutty Vegan. Then she bought back Slutty Vegan, and then she hired a CEO. So I asked a few people this on Reddit what they think about it, and there were some comments also on my LinkedIn. And I think it's an interesting story, as I said in Lesson Learned. Entrepreneurs, we're entrepreneurs, and we can grow a company to some degree. But especially as that company gets a bit bigger, maybe it's a few $1 million in revenue, maybe it's just $1 million in revenue. Do you have a partner or someone you can work with to help grow your business to the next level? And remember, the first business I sold was called the Small Business Summit. I had a partner. Her name was Marion Banker. I thank God for her. It was a small business, $100 million in revenue, but I was the typical visionary. I was the risk taker. I put my credit cards on the line, in fact, to go to the hotel and get the first booking for the hotel room. And Marion Banker was there to help grow the company, to help keep the company steady, to help be guardrails for me. But we both needed each other, because there were times in building our business over a few years that we were doing this, doing the business, where I had the visionary mindset and said, Marion, here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to do it. And she was like, I don't know, Ramon. And then we had to have her steady hand mindset. Ramon, we don't have this in the budget to do this. We can't do it like this. So a few comments on Reddit say as follows. Here's what a few comments on Reddit say. With the caveat that I'd never heard of her before, blah, blah, blah. That said, the things that need to happen to go to the next level are different. And she thinks are out of her wheelhouse, or some things she just doesn't want to do. She can bring in someone to do that while she does this thing she is elite at. What a great perspective. Pinky Cole's clearly a smart woman. She may want to do other things. She may want to start new ventures. But to grow this company takes other things. Mr. Beast of Feastables and Mr. Beast, the top-rated YouTuber in the world, much more than a YouTuber. His companies are valued at billions of dollars, I believe. He has leadership running Feastables. He has leadership running his own companies so he can be the visionary leader going around the world producing great videos. Another thing here says most of the owners do that. Let's say that the founder has started one company, one CEO helped to grow it into millions. Why a founder who has spent on and on and on. It's hard to read some of these comments. I should have read them before and got focused on this. But you get the point I'm making. After some disagreements, the CEO resigned, creating lots of chaos. So the lesson here from another Reddit user is be careful when you hire the right CEO that you have the right legal structures in place, and then, of course, that you build the company properly. And I love this, again, echoing this. Everyone has different skills, abilities, interests, desires, etc. The team is the important part, not the founder or the person who started it. Well, the founder is important because that really is the catalyst. The founder is very important, I do think, in my opinion, but I get the point that you have to build a sustainable team, a good team that can help grow it and take it to the next level. Not everyone is a good CEO. At some point, if the business is big enough, a dedicated CEO may be necessary to do this. So it goes on and on like this. So kudos to Pinky Cole. When I saw this story, I love it. This is not a down and out story. This is the journey of entrepreneurship. Who are some other founders that have hired CEOs? 10 notable examples. Howard Schultz, background, he started Starbucks. And then in 2017, he hired a new CEO, succeeded later by a new CEO. And of course, Howard Schultz had to come back and put some mojo into Starbucks because it was tanking a bit. But again, $1 trillion, billion-dollar valuation company, it's fine. Sarah Blakely of Spanx, self-made billionaire. She built Spanx from scratch, but she hired a CEO in 2021. Very recently, the company's first CEO since its founding. And after selling a majority stake to Blackstone, Blakely stepped back to let a seasoned executive scale operations globally. Jack Dorsey of Twitter. Yeah, he's a figurehead. We all see this, but did you know he hired a CEO, Dick Costello, followed by others? Again, CEOs sometimes don't work out, but that happens. Evan Williams of Medium, Jessica Alba, the Honest Company. Honest, I believe, the consumer cleaning is a clean and consumer goods company. She hired a CEO, Nick Vlahos, in 2017, formerly of Clorox. So again, Jessica Alba's an actress, probably got her hands on a billion different ventures. She needs a CEO to run the company. Elon Musk, he hired a CEO to run Tesla in the early years. Martin Eberhard. Then Larry Page and Sergey Bin. Again, they hired Eric Schmidt to run the company for 10 years to scale it, and it went well. Steve Jobs, same thing. The Pinterest founder, co-founder and original CEO, his name is Ben Silbermann. He hired a CEO. And again, you have Pinky Cole who's here. So here's the bottom line to understand this. Scaling requires different skills often to take the company to the next level. Both are needed. The founding vision to take the risks to start the company, but then having the CEO that can grow it to the next level. Oftentimes, investors demand this. They want an experienced, mature CEO who's going to be there, oftentimes who's well paid to grow the company. The life balance. Most founders want to reclaim personal time to focus on other ventures. New growth phase, moving from product market fit to enterprise scale, needs fresh leadership. So what can we all learn from it? It's not failure, as I already said. Pinky Cole's not a failure. No, this is part of the entrepreneurial journey. Kudos to her for the hustle. But you do have to choose wisely. Choose the right CEO of your business. And if you're needed, stay involved. And most entrepreneurs are needed in some way because we brought something to the table per se. By the way, side note, if you're loving this, check out zoneofgenius.com. Go there, subscribe to our email newsletter. A box will pop up, or you'll see sign up right at the top, zoneofgenius.com. Subscribe so you don't miss out on insights like this. You're looking for one of the best keynote speakers, best event hosts in the world. Definitely want to check me out. Let me know, DM me, email me. You can find me at RamonRay.com, RamonRay.com. If you want me to host your next event, definitely let me know. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, The Stanley Cup's viral moment may be waning. A new brand chief has a plan. The Stanley Cup's viral moment may be waning. A new brand chief has a plan. So Stanley Cup, I never bought one, but these big cups, 40-ounce tumblers, were well known. The former chief brand officer of Allbirds has joined the company known for its 40-ounce tumblers as it expands into sports, leisure, and international markets. Bottom line here, Stanley, 1913, is expanding into Europe and Asia to try to continue its recent growth. The company is diversifying its product line to include items for coffee, cocktails, and protein shakers. Can it do that? Expansion is hard. You have one viral hit. It's hard to make viral hit after viral hit. Stanley is partnering with athletes and celebrities with niche followings to connect with a broader range of customers. Bottom line here, you have a one-hit wonder, and that makes millions of dollars. Annual revenue roared to a high of roughly $750 million, almost $1 billion in revenue in 2013. A surprise to the company from $73 million in 2019. Wow. Stanley declined, however, to disclose revenues for 2024. So bottom line here, we know the deal. Because you have one hit doesn't mean it's going to be a hit forever. So you have to figure out what's next, and that's not easy. That's not easy to figure out what's next. That's not easy to figure out what can we do next to make another hit, because it doesn't just happen automatically. But as Mr. Beast said, understanding what is the purple cow in what you're doing. All right, so I went into Microsoft Copilot, and I wanted to see what are some lessons learned for entrepreneurs in the Wall Street Journal article about Stanley Cups. Here are 7 things that Microsoft Copilot suggested. 1, leverage unexpected trends. Stanley's success was fueled by a viral moment, particularly with moms in Utah. Instead of dismissing the trend as fleeting, they doubled down on it. So leverage unexpected trends. Number 2, evolve with market phases. Stanley has undergone multiple strategic shifts, first targeting blue-collar workers, then outdoor enthusiasts. Number 3, diversify your offerings. The company isn't just sticking to tumblers. It's launching products for coffee, cocktails, protein shakes, and more. Lesson, scaling means expanding product lines strategically, not just pumping out variations of the same. Number 4, go global at the right time. Stanley grew primarily in the U.S., but now it's aggressively entering Europe and Asia. The lesson, international expansion should align with demand, resources, and cultural relevance. Timing is everything. Number 5, invest in strong leadership. Stanley brought in leaders from Adidas and Allbirds to guide its next chapter. The lesson learned, hiring the right executives can be the difference between stagnation and a successful reinvention. Number 6, Stanley is partnering with celebrities like so-and-so and so-and-so. Some names I don't even know. Lionel Messi. I think he's a soccer player. Lesson, brand ambassadors can amplify credibility and reach new audiences. And number 7, prepare for backlash. Stanley faced criticism for environmental concerns and safety issues. Lesson, scaling a brand also means managing reputation risk. That insight curated for Microsoft Copilot. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. You can go to zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com. Sign up, subscribe. Don't miss out on every edition of the Rundown with Ramon. And this kind of insight, definitely you're looking for an amazing host, speaker for your event, and more. Check me out at ramonray.com. Be blessed. Have an amazing day, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, too. And don't forget to spread the word and comment, too. Today's edition of the Rundown with Ramon.